Hello everybody, my name is Cypress Forest Wolf. Welcome back to Wyrd Wednesday. I don't remember if I explained this in the first one, but word or weird is a word which originated from more Germanic and Nordic cultures, and it means basically magical. So when we're talking about the word, we're talking about magical things. We're talking about very special things. And I believe in a lot of ways, all of life is these very magical, very special things. From lighting incenses, to making tea, to petting your cat, to walking your dog, to growing basil, to planting memories. All of these things are very magical, very special. And when I think about what's been on my mind a lot lately, it has been a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worrying about the world, about my place in it, about what is going to happen to me because of who I am, what is going to happen to my friends, what is happening to my community, what is happening to my planet, to the water, to the earth, to the trees, to the berries, to the bees, to the birds, to the insects, everything. There's so much to be worried about. And lately I've been learning how to harness my anger into that, but I felt like I'm at this point where I couldn't move forward in that because I was just so angry and so scared. And that's kind of part of what brought me back to this. I haven't posted a Wyrd Wednesday in about 5 months. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I've posted on this channel as a whole. I know I have all these projects in the works and things that I'm making, but at some points, I feel like it's good to hold yourself accountable and create something, and to take some step into the dark, because past that fear and anxiety is where we find actually a lot of peace and a lot of comfort. Surprisingly, it is this illusion of you sitting within that fear and anxiety that actually just perpetuates the loop. And I have to admit, that is part of the things that have made it difficult for me to make videos, is because I'm like, okay, well, I'm perpetuating that in some ways. And in some degrees, yes, this is true. You know, I know how I will sometimes go onto YouTube to look for a distraction to take me away from my moment. And am I participating within that system? Yes, of course I am. However, I recognize that I bring a certain type of me-ness that hopefully connects you back to your you-ness and your own me-ness, and whatever it means to be you, because I'm still exploring and discovering what it means to be me, and it is amazing. It is a very scary, like I've been talking about, process, but it is very lovely at the same point, because one of the things that I realize is one of my biggest fears are coming from external things that I just interpret. And it is really hard for me to live in that balance of there's only so much I can do, and also witnessing live on my devices everything that is happening in the whole world. And it reminds me of what many, many, many people have said before me, which is taking time for rest, taking time away from these types of spaces where you're exposing yourself. And as I become more active as posting on social media, I feel myself interested in doing that. I've consumed a lot. I've learned a lot from social media, and I don't buy into that narrative where people are like, you can't learn. There's so much you can learn about humanity. And we understand that it is microcosms and it is aspects and parts. But again, when I've taken what I have learned and I've applied it to me, this is where it's organically brought me, and this is where I've felt time and time again that I have been called to be here. And I'm very thankful because I'm called to be here with you. And with you means with me, because duality is a thing, however you feel about it. I think that does conclude anything that I'm interested in talking about today. But I do look forward to seeing you on the next Wyrd Wednesday when I think about a couple more things that I could bring to the table. Until then, stay magical. Much love. Cypress Forest Wolf.